The successful user evaluation trials of the next generation Akash or Akash NG missile system marks a significant step forward in strengthening India's air defense capabilities, particularly amid evolving aerial threats such as drones, cruise missiles and high-speed aircraft. The Defence Research and Development Organization or DRDO on Tuesday announced that it had successfully completed the user evaluation trials of Akash NG, clearing the way for the system's induction into the Indian Armed Forces. During the trials, the missile system demonstrated high precision by intercepting aerial targets across a wide spectrum of operational scenarios. Akash NG is equipped with an indigenous radio frequency seeker and a dual-phase solid rocket motor and a fully homegrown radar. Along with that, it also has a homegrown command and control or C2 system. Let's in fact refresh our memories and take a look at what actually the Akash missile system is and what are its operational uses. So, this is something that is important to understand given the scenario that we are facing in this geopolitically divided world. So, let's look at the Akash defense missile system. This is Akash missile defense system is on a mobile launcher. So, that when you say a mobile launcher, it means that it can be put on a mount and then taken to places wherever it needs to be placed. So, that is the first fact, it is mobile. It is medium range surface to air missile. So, a missile can be long range, short range or medium. This falls in the medium range category. It can hit targets up to a certain distance. We will get to that in a bit, but it is also a surface to air missile system. It is indigenously developed by the DRDO. So, that is the most important thing, that it is a boost to Atmanirbhar Bharat because it is developed indigenously by the DRDO completely. And it uses the command guidance system. So, there is a command guidance system. You can in fact, there is a system that is in place which can be away from where the missile system is, and then it is guided by that command system. It engages in fighters, cruise missiles and UAVs. So, what can it engage in? All the targets that it can actually hit. It can hit fighter jets, it can hit cruise missiles and it can also hit unidentified area vehicles such as drones that we have been seeing a lot in the Operation Sindoor post world. The interception range is up to 30 kilometers. So, that is what we were in fact getting at. It is a medium range. So, its interception range is up to 30 kilometers over there. And it is made by the DRDO, the Defence Research and Development Organization. And we now know that there will be a newer version or Akash NG, which is also being developed indigenously. India's total strength is about 15,500 missiles. So, 15,500 Akash missile systems we do have currently, that has been already developed by the DRDO. The role is short range surface to air missile. So, like we have mentioned that the role is to in fact hit a target from the surface and it can be mounted on vehicles. So, it is mobile as well. It has played a key role in stopping Pakistan's attempted attacks. So, across the border we also saw post Operation Sindoor, there were a lot of drones that were coming into the Indian airspace. Such air defense missile systems actually help us hit those targets that actually come in. It can engage 4 aerial targets at once within a 25 kilometer range. So, this we are talking about the original Akash missile system. When we talk about the new Akash NG, which has been now completed, the tests have been completed by DRDO, that can hit around 10 aerial targets. So, if there are 10 aerial targets all in the air together at one point, it can hit that, and the range has increased to around 30 kilometers. So, these are some of the basic features that we try to get to you regarding the Akash missile systems, which have proven to be very helpful when it comes to Operation Sindoor as well. Joining us on the broadcast is Wing Commander S. Sudhakaran, former IFS officer. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast. A very good afternoon to you. So, when we are looking at this new system that's been developed by the DRDO, the Akash NG, it's the new generation of the Akash missile systems. The range has increased. We now know that indigenous radio frequency detection radars are there. The command and control systems are also indigenously now built, and it has 2 of those. So, a lot of new capabilities that are being put in the new Akash systems. How do you think that this will help us going forward over here, sir?
Thank you, Shivani, for having me on the show. I am personally trained on the Akash missile system. In fact, the first generation of Akash missile systems, I worked on that platform. In fact, I was part of inducting one squadron in the Air Force. So I do understand what this system is all about, and I also know the original system from which these systems have evolved, the Russian Pichora system, which I've been also part of. So as far as the first generation system is concerned, it was a good beginning for India. At least we started our march. It was far from a very potent system because it had inherent deficiencies. I hope some of those deficiencies are addressed because I'm not privy to what has operationally available now because I have not tested it firsthand nor have visited it, but I have seen it during Aero India, and then I can, with relatively high degree of confidence, do say that it is a far better system than what was as Akash Phase 1. Having said that, we have still a very, very long way to go because we still operate a lot of foreign missile systems, including the S-400, S-500 that we are trying to buy. We operate the Barak systems, the Spider systems from the Israeli origin. And unless and until we don't indigenize this complete stack all by ourselves, we are not home. You know, this is by no means a lesser achievement, but this is far, 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 far a smaller achievement than what India actually needs. See, India is world's 3rd largest power economically, and unless and until we don't become a large military power in the first 3, all these things wouldn't really matter. And why it is very important is a big power cannot be dependent on a foreign power for its weapon systems. And the next important point that I've been continuously making to the system is that gone are the times when we talked about net centricity of warfare. We are now moving into a regime called intelligence-enabled warfare. Net centricity was 20 years back when I was a youngster. It was, jargon of that times. But we are increasingly moving into domain of cognitive warfare and intelligence-enabled warfare. And in the realm of intelligence, nobody belongs to anybody. You work on zero trust basis. And if that be the case, technically even your best of allies you can't rely on. You need to rely on your own feet, your own mind, your own brain. And that's why it is very, very important that we need to make tremendous progress unless and until we don't indigenize the air defense stack. Because fighter aircrafts, the combat air patrol will no longer hold good in the intelligence-enabled warfare domain. You are going to soon see the onset of cognitive UCAPs, which will be pilotless because the cockpit vacancy as far as air power is concerned is coming to an end. In that realm, it will be machines who will be fighting against machines. And these ground weapons will be the decider. Already you've seen in Operation Sindoor, after the first 2 days, India relied heavily on its missile systems to achieve what it did. And similarly, its missile systems is the one which protected India from the swarm of attacks which came from Pakistan. Even those attack form factors were very, very elementary. The next generation of attack form factors or vectors are going to be qualitatively intelligence driven, and that needs to be factored today. The problem with that warfare is you can't invent or adapt or evolve after that has come into the sky. And that is where we need to take all these things with a greater degree of seriousness, sensitivity, because today at the cusp of an AGI revolution, the entire Indian Air Force inventory stands at a threat of obsolescence. The government needs to understand this. While air power is still very important, air power is growing in leaps and bounds in technology, and we need to concentrate there because that is what will define your land warfare as well as your warfare on waters. The big ships will be a sitting duck to this new generation of warfare. It can get hit from under the water, it can get hit from the skies. And if it is from the skies, it is the business of Air Force to guard it. And that's why we need a program which is qualitatively different, in which the cyber domain merges with the air domain, and then we create this new realm of cognitive warfare. These technologies, no doubt, are very, very important for India. However little, whatever be the shortcomings, we need to continue to progress. We need to continue to indigenize. We can no longer rely on buying weapons from outside.
Right.
That's something that we need to understand.
Absolutely. In fact, also joining us on the broadcast is Group Captain D.K. Pandey, former IF officer as well. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast. A very good afternoon to you. Appreciate your time. So when we are looking at this new Akash NG system, it's completed the user evaluation trials. How important do you think this is in this whole scenario of air defense systems? Because we saw how important air defense systems are after Operation Sindoor. We saw the importance of those SAM air defense systems that came into the picture. We are buying more from Russia. But the whole point is deliveries, there are delivery delays. Now we have an air defense system, Akash's new version that actually is better than the Akash that we had earlier, and DRDO can, produce it and deliver it to India without any delays. So this greatly impacts how we are looking at, our air defense systems per se, sir.
Jai Hind, thank you very much for having me in the show. The biggest achievement for Indian indigenous defense production ecosystem is that we are making our all-out effort to get everything within Indian sources only. So this is one of the examples, and successfully the trials have been completed. And the interesting part is the trials were not done only at one aspect. They have done altitude targets, they have done for medium altitude targets, they have done for all high altitude targets. Really confirms that what is our requirement today. Threat maybe from low level, a drone may come with heavy payload. Again, point is the drone warfare is such a confusing warfare. It is very complex challenge. So that needs to be addressed adequately depending on which part, like Iron Dome. Iron Dome only gets activated when a target means actual value target is getting hit. So similarly, we have to see how we can address that which is changing with time. The important part is the Akash, which is presently with us, what we can say is Akash Mark 1. It was introduced in 2014-15, and I was part of the trials when the radar system, they used Rajendra radar, and now with the new system we have got AESA radar. What you must have heard a number of times that AESA radar, ESA radars are, it is an advanced multifunction radar, and it will definitely help us in picking up a small to bigger assist target. Now the ranges have been improved. That is a basic point where this system is going to have a upper range. Earlier we were able to achieve target up to 25 to 30 kilometers depending on the altitude. Now we have almost doubled, not fully double. It is up to 80 kilometers, rather more than 80 kilometers it can go and hit a target. So our capacity to encounter a threat which is quite far. When we say 80 kilometers, and if a fighter class of threat is coming, which is having a speed of some say 15 kilometers per hour, so that is 0.7 Mach or so. So then it will be able to give us ration time of 5 to 6 minutes that is a great time as far as the air defense system is concerned. So this is a good change. Everybody must appreciate the effort of DRDO and other associated teams. Now, the other part which is very important for this News NG, Akash NG is it has got a dual pulse solid rocket motor. While earlier we had integrated ramjet rocket, air-breathing ramjet sustainer. So definitely performance of system gets improved, and the decision-making, rather a system which is reliable, then the command and control team, they know that the system is reliable and we can go for this option. So definitely it is going to enhance our air defense envelope, definitely. And the interesting is we were talking about Ops Sindoor. Ops Sindoor people have seen because focus was on continuous threat from across the border. But in peacetime also, any unknown target may come. Anybody may surprise us. Any non-state actor, he may launch offensive within sources. Although probability of that is a bit low, but again you have to be ready so that people know that if they are trying stunts, misadventures, then we'll be able to interact. So it is a good change, must be welcome, and we need to see how we can bridge in our integrated air and command control system, ICCS, what was well appreciated in Operation Sindoor.
Right.
And integration of all these elements has to be very, very carefully done so that Sudarshan Chakra objective must be achieved as early as possible.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Wing Commander Sudhakaran and Group Captain D.K. Pandey, for joining us.